Hello and welcome to Nice and Blunt. I'm Adam Riancho, your host. Today is Friday, May 29th, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's time for some underdog drafts. We're here to get it going and have some fun. Without further ado, let us begin. All right, we're hopping into some Hound Dogs today. 5 entry max, so hopefully we have time for at least 3 today. I think our like goal for the third draft will be 33 likes. I think we can hit it. I'll drop a reminder in the poll, but in case you are new, in case you're curious what we're doing, gonna give it just a couple of minutes for some people to trickle in. Before we hop into this Hound Dog, if you are new to Underdog, I can also get you $50 in bonus funds up front after using promo code BLUNT. If you're new to the website, sign up, play your first 5. That's the equivalent of this contest. If you enter the Hound Dog for $6, you'll also get $50 in your account. You'll also get a first-time deposit match, and that is available to new customers. The link is down below in the description. So check that out if you're interested, and maybe you're watching now or on the replay. It's a pretty good deal. I wish I had it when I signed up. Anyways, we're going to hop into this Hound Dog. I'll give y'all a countdown. I checked the delay. It's at 6 seconds today. 6 seconds between my broadcast and when you hear it. So I'll give you a 10-second timer. And now let's begin. Starting the Hound Dog in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. The Hound Dog. 9 spots left. If you want one, come and get it. In the meantime, let's check in with the chat. We got Pepper Tony in here. Welcome, brother. Fimpst, as always. Thank you. GMGM Hartman, another friend of the channel. Check out Hartman FF. Very sharp drafter on YouTube. We got a daytime stream today. Yes, Scott, we're trying to do those East Coast viewers a favor, and appreciate you for hopping in. Your soothing sound. Love a good daytime stream. Same. I think we're going to be drafting for at least 2 hours. I think we'll sign off around 4:20 with a little smoke break. But, today's different. I got some plans for Friday night, and I have the time available. So, going to get it in while I can. Typically, I'm watching Who Hames, but on Fridays, Who Hames is a little bit busy. So, why not take advantage? The schedule allows for it. And there's still 2 more spots in this Hound Dog. But Jackson, glad I turned on notifications for the daytime stream. Appreciate you, Jackson. Yeah, you can turn on notifications. You can also set it to all notifications, not just personalized, and you'll get updates on every single time I go live. On occasion, I do post or go live kind of late, trying to keep it a little bit on the fly. And for the most part, it's 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But on occasion, there's a draft like this, and 2 p.m. is probably the earliest you'll catch me. But next week, a little preview. Next week on Thursday, I'll be hosting Meg Schaup from Fanspeak, and then on Friday, I'll join her on Friends of Best Ball. I'm gonna have to wake up early for that one. Gonna have to be prepped. No wake and bake next Friday. But today we're going solo. Tomorrow we're gonna have Who Hames on the channel. That'll be, I believe, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow evening, and that should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that with Who Hames. But this lobby is officially full, and we are set to get it going. We get pick 2 in the Hound Dog. Sweet. I'm very happy with pick 2. But Disbanded Brotherhood says, I bet you're gonna try to get it in tonight too. Maybe, probably not. I don't know if I'm gonna overload the YouTube algorithm. Sometimes it rewards you for pacing yourself and not overloading in a single day. But the over-under on this, you might not be getting your money back if you only put down $10. It is possible. I wouldn't lock it in. I'm not going to promise anything, Disbanded. but it is possible. You never know. Good day, Mr. Blunt, says Steven and crew. Wishing all are well today. Thank you very much for joining us, Steven. Appreciate you, Mr. Hines. Blaze it. Didn't mean YouTube. You might be onto something, brother. You might be onto something. What's good, Roni Baloney? How you doing? How we doing? In this lobby, we got Champ right next to me at the 103. Gibbs goes, but that's okay. I actually have less Bijan in my exposures than Jameer. So I got a top 2 pick. I'm good with either of those 2 running backs. We're starting off strong. Bijan Robinson at the 102. And who knows, maybe we get a little discount later on. Wouldn't mind it at all. So Everetter at the 101 takes Gibbs. Champ pulls up Jamar Chase. And Tizzle, badgeless, goes Puka at the 104. Bev Hills, 318, takes JSN. We got Super Cooper with a yellow badge on the clock right now. Super Cooper is a true addict. I believe that is the most addicted among us is the 106, taking Jonathan Taylor. JR007 goes CMC, doesn't even hesitate. Jackson Duffy, I believe, is watching. Yeah, Jackson Duffy, thank you for hopping in at the 108. We'll definitely be reviewing Jackson's team down the stretch, but I'll try and keep an eye on it as we go through, give you some thoughts as the rounds trickle in, assuming I'm not too distracted. But JP250 takes CD Lamb. So far, the only ADP difference has been Jameer Gibbs over Bijan Robinson. So far in round 1, no one's getting crazy at all. But, yo, I love it. Crisped 460 goes my boy Pomeranian Hampton at the 110. Gonna get unique. The thing about pulling up Hampton, people do it with Genty, and, you know, everyone argues it makes plenty of sense. Get a little unique with Genty. If you get unique with Hampton, you get to pair him with another round 2 player. It's very unlikely you're going to get Jefferson to circle back, and that is going to be a little bit different. I don't mind it at all. Hampton has the RB1, RB3 ceiling in his range of outcomes. Now, we haven't seen it. You know, let it manifest. Got to have some faith, but we haven't seen it with Genty either. People do that, and boy, Hampton drafter perhaps getting a little too unique with Nico Collins. I will say, I think the Hampton-Derrick Henry combo is a little bit more valuable. I have seen instances where a Hampton team is able to take him at a 106. On occasion, it doesn't happen that often anymore, but sometimes Hampton is there for Jonathan Taylor, the drafter at the 106, and then you never know, randomly, a Nico Collins could circle back at pick 30. I've also seen that happen. So that is where maybe it's a little overkill. It's still very unique. It's still very interesting, but I think a Hampton Chase Brown start is really hard to replicate unless you take Hampton. You know, do it how it was done here. I think Hampton Saquon is also pretty interesting. Hampton Henry, I think, is my favorite. But who am I to say what is correct? I'm going to go George Pickens, though. I looked at my exposures. I'm actually pretty underweight on Pickens, and it's not that I don't like him. It's that whenever I'm trying to take him, he usually gets sniped. Sometimes I take running back at the end of round 2 just to ensure I get the guy I want. Travis was off the board, so I do have Travis ranked above Pickens personally. I have them back to back. I'm going to take Pickens here at 23. Kyron and Jeremiah go to that drafter. That's a little unique. Pickens will be against the Commanders, but Bijan will be against the Saints. I'm going to go Pickens Olave on this one. We're going to ignore Malik Neighbors today. Not that he's, incapable of paying off, but there's a little bit of risk right now. And I will set up that Falcons New Orleans game. We had our boy Bayou Bengal on the channel, and he said he actually prefers Olave over Travis. He thinks Olave is going to crush. Let's trust the Saints fan who knows the offense maybe a little bit better than I do. But they brought in Travis. I just like to covet running backs early in the draft, and they do fly off the board pretty quickly. So that is my main reason for having Travis over Olave, but I do really like Olave. I like Tyler Shuck. I like the Saints quite a bit. So this is our team. We got Bijan Robinson at the 102, George Pickens in the second round. And then at pick 26, we go Chris Olave. Perhaps a little more target competition, but I think the team will overall be better. And ultimately, in the third round, I believe Olave is a good pick, not a bad one. And then he's often on the other side of the board. So in theory, I'm getting a little different. Pairing him up with Bijan might not happen as often. And they have a week 17 bring back. That is important ultimately. But this contest is not as weighted towards week 17 as some of the others. I like this Hound Dog structure quite a bit. There's 18,600 total entries, only 5 maximum. So this one might be open for a minute. I don't know if I'm going to draft all my Hound Dogs up front. But if you do make the final, oh no, this one is, oh yeah, my mistake. This one is actually very easy to make the final. I might have been thinking of a different tournament. So even if you make the final, you get $30. You get your max buy-in back. So that's at least something. But we really want to finish top 10, I guess. Maybe I should really focus on week 17. All the time, it should be in the back of your mind, but maybe this contest a little bit more. So if anything, maybe that was even better in this format. Some have been hesitant on Hampton as of late. Go ham or go home. I mean, I think so. I'm willing to trust that the Chargers know how to draft the running back position. Historically, they have some really, really good studs. And Hampton should deliver if he remains healthy. Number 11, thank you, Fantasy Dog. Appreciate it. Is Bayou watching? Let me pivot to the live chat, all messages. Not sure if Bayou has checked in yet, but Bayou's a friend of the channel. Absolutely. Hartman, the ultimate week 17 is all that matters contest. Yeah. Especially when you factor in just how easy it is to get there. Like, damn, the advance rates could not be any easier. 4 out of 12, 2 out of 5, and then 2 out of 5 again. Damn. This thing could have been much, much slimmer in the final. But I guess people want to say they've reached the final. I don't think it's terrible when you can only invest a maximum of $30. It's not too bad. But maybe it's not as friendly of a payout up top. All right, I'm on the clock. I've noticed I haven't been drafting Waddle too often. But taking running back here might be the preferred move. I don't think so, though. The team after me already went trip RBs. I'm going to take Waddle. His week 17 matchup could be tough, in all honesty. He gets Christian Gonzalez, but we have seen some players torch Christian Gonzalez. Look at Drake London last year, had 3 touchdowns on the Patriots. It's not like Evans against Quinyon Mitchell and the Eagles is particularly elite either. J-Mo against the Bears is not bad. Adams, though, against the Buccaneers isn't too shabby, but then Swift against the Lions, not the best matchup, but probably going to be a shootout. I will take the Bears offense. Not going to shy away from it. So needed running back points. We have Bijan and DeAndre Swift. Bijan, very safe player, so you can kind of get away with stuff fading depth sometimes. But in the 5th, I think DeAndre Swift has one of the safest floors. Offensive output, one of my tiebreakers. I definitely trust the Chicago Bears. So Swift in the 5th, I think you get your money back. I don't think that is a pick that ever burns you. Even if it's your RB4, I suppose if it's your RB5, you better stop right after that. Might be a little too much, but that's kind of the only instance I can ever imagine. Taking Swift in the 5th is not terrible. Maybe if you set up a massive Lamar Jackson combo, that's probably the move. But I prefer Swift over Montgomery. I think Montgomery's fine, but I do prefer Swift over Montgomery. And then Quinchon, he's also fine, but not the best offense. Against the Colts, also kind of an average, neutral matchup. Nothing that really speaks to me. Weather, though, could be a problem in that game. That game is in Cleveland. The more I'm trying to think about that for Quinchon. If weather's bad in January in Cleveland, we could see 30 touches for Quinchon. There's a world where he overwhelms the stat sheet if the weather's bad in Cleveland. It's happened before against the Colts. Maybe he goes toe-to-toe against Jonathan Taylor. Good afternoon, Brett. Thank you for hopping in. Appreciate you saying hello. Hello, Hartman says Fancy Dog. Albie in the house. What's up, Albie? You must be streaming early today so you can watch the Hurricanes beat Montreal tonight and advance to the Cup Finals. Nice. Is that what's going to happen? Should I log into my Jersey Mike's account and play the Pick'em game and take the Hurricanes over Montreal tonight? You know what I'm going to do, Albie? I'm going to do that. I don't know if any of y'all are ever using the Jersey Mike's app. Little tangent real quick. They have a game on there. I play it during the NFL season every week, but you can also play it right now with the NHL. And basically, for every like pick you make, you get a point, and if you're correct, you get like 3 points. I'm gonna take the Hurricanes over Montreal, according to Albie. 100%. He's saying to lock it in. I'm gonna do it. And I just scored a $2 off coupon off of my next Jersey Mike's order. Let's go. All right, I'm on the clock. Hurts is on the thumbnail. Maybe I just go Jalen Hurts. You know, quarterback might thin out. I would expect Dak to still be there, though. Maybe not the right move. You know what? I'm going to go Parker Washington today. We had Jiri on the channel yesterday. We were on his channel the other day. We have a bet. I still love my boy Brian Thomas, but it's not that I think he's going to... I think he will win the bet for me. I still believe in Brian Thomas being better than Parker Washington. I think it's going to be a little close, though. I think Parker Washington's going to get plenty of looks. And then there's also the Brian Thomas Jr. trade still looming. Okay, Hurts circles back. So I kind of feel like I should just take him. He's on the thumbnail. I think he's a better click than Dak Prescott. So even though Dak is stacked up, I'm going to take Jalen Hurts. Not going to think twice about the falling value. Hurts in the 7th on the thumbnail, I think is the move. You know my favorite tight end to click is Dallas Goedert. We're definitely going to be in the driver's seat to take him in the 11th round at 122. So there's still some back stacks with Hurts. Now maybe I should have taken Hurts 71 and then just taken Mekhi Lemon, but I wanted to see what Everetter did. And then obviously I had the Pickens combo kind of queued up. So I'll go Jalen Hurts here on the thumbnail for a reason. What's up, Young Moolah? How we doing? We need to get to a ganja-themed superhero costume. That'd be a great bit. Smash. I mean, here's the thing about the costumes. It's a great bit. I don't know if I want to make it my identity, Young Moolah. So, you know what? I think that'd be an excellent Halloween costume this year. I think something ganja-related for sure. Last year... I went as Reggae Shark. I did not put on the Rastafarian attire to go full Reggae Shark, but last year I was Reggae Shark for Halloween. So perhaps for Halloween, maybe we'll go as a big weed leaf, something like that. But what's up, DWB Mania? What's up, GM Fantasy tuning in? Thank you for joining us. Brett says, gonna smoke one after I finish my triple bacon cheeseburger. I mean, why not smoke one before? Why not smoke one before and heighten the experience? You know? What's the Jersey Mike's app? It's a way to expedite your pickup order at Jersey Mike's so that it's ready when you arrive. The one I go to has like a drive-through window. It's honestly like the most convenient fucking thing ever. I don't order from them too often, but I'll use the apps on occasion. And then last year I noticed they had like a pick'em game. You can pick like 8 games every week, and every time you're right, you get like 3 points. Anytime you make a pick, you get 1 pick, and then you can use the points for a free sub. You know, like they'll give you coupons. It's if you use the app, try it. But if you don't give a shit, don't download it just because I do. In all honesty, this is not sponsored. Maybe I should reach out to Jersey Mike's, get him to sponsor my pick'em selections during the season. That'd be dope. Have that in common with Danny DeVito and Eli Manning. sponsorship from Jersey Mike's. But if Jersey Mike's is watching, give me a sponsorship. I would happily have a Jersey Mike's sponsorship. Anyways, not sponsored, just a sandwich I crave from time to time. All right, back on the clock. Godwin is here. Godwin, I think, is a very, very legit bet. Didn't get lucky with a quarterback to fall back. Dart has been player passed on. I'm going to just grab Bo Nix. I have Waddle. So this is going to be a Bo Nix team. I have a double week 10 bye, unfortunately. Of course I do. Should have thought of that, of course. Should have probably just taken Dak Prescott. But yeah, I expected Everetter to double up on QB. He goes Dart and Goff. So Godwin's still sitting here. I could still just take Chris Godwin if I want. But my running back room is getting a little thin, perhaps. And honestly, I don't have a Tampa Bay stack going. I'd rather just have a running back. I'm going to go Gainwell, who I think will remain perhaps healthier than Chris Godwin. We're loading up on week 10 buys, but I really don't think it's that big of a deal. We're not even halfway through the draft yet. And I know Kenny G is not making it back. So I'll take Kenny Gainwell as my RB3. Almost got Rico Dowdle to make it to me. He goes 92. But we're staying balanced. We're staying in the NFC South. We got Bijan. We have Kenneth Gainwell. We have Olave. And then I know I'm planning a Dallas Goedert stack at pick 122. So with that in mind, who knows what's going to be available to me at running back in the next round. I will take a player I think is mispriced right now, should be going higher. And ultimately, I think there's an argument where Kenny Gainwell is more valuable than Ramondre Stevenson. You know, the Bucky Irving situation is rather concerning. So I'm near the bookend. I have to wait 20 picks for my next one. I am not going to fuck around. I don't expect Gainwell to be on the board at 119. So just going to take him now, 98. I think it's justified. To pull him up even further, the closer you are to the bookend. The longer you have to wait, the more justified the reach, ultimately. So running back, I think, fits the build the best, and I like Gainwell at the top of the ranks. Albie says double it, and I will match the bet and PayPal you the cash, and we can split the winnings. I wouldn't... I'm forgetting what this bet is. Is it for me to go live tonight? I mean, I don't think you want to bet with me on that, because then I'll just take your money and just not go live. You know, like I'm in control of that decision. Take Seth Jarvis, the goal scorer. I don't watch any hockey. Playoff Jarvie is special. Maybe I should watch tonight. Maybe I should check it out. My uncle loves hockey. My uncle's from Maine. He grew up playing hockey. He loves hockey, but it's just not a sport I had a connection with as a child. Stanky's a good bet to score as well. Good to know. Had the restaurant I work at deliver it to me. Free food without leaving my house, and drafts. Nice. Free food, always pretty good, unless there's like, you know, unless the food is poisoned. That's the only time it's not good. Stay away from the Voodoo Zug Zug. I'll try. I'll try. Parker Washington has been the topic of the day since this morning. Has he? Honestly, I'm not tuned in. Genuinely, it's just because Jiri was on the channel. Thought I saw Jiri was back on the channel. I decided to check my exposures on Parker Washington. And let me remind myself. I currently have... Where does he go? He goes... at pick 74. I'm at 4% Parker Washington. I should probably be a little bit higher on Parker Washington. 4% for what I think he will do, I think is too low. I also should probably up my exposure on Brian Thomas. I'm sitting right at 7%. So some of that is just the luck of the draw. Some of that is just structurally what I'm doing in that range. But if I'm going to take receiver at the end of round 5, top of round 6, I should probably be scooping up more BTJ. And then I also think I'm not drafting Parker Washington enough. In the 7th round, I'm taking way too much Justin Herbert. I am on the clock. Whoops. I think I'll take Ricky Pearsall at a falling discount because I get the week 17 bring back. I get the Eagles-Niners game, and this is a very, very nice price on Ricky Pearsall. So top of ADP would have just timed out and taken him, but I'm happy with that. Took him on my own volition. Ricky P, 119, a good click. All right, coming back around, unless he's watching and he heard me advertise it, don't think I'm getting sniped. I'm going Dallas Goedert. Not in love with JCM. Rashad White's fine, but I liked his price when he was much, much cheaper, a lot more. Goddard is my stacking partner with Jalen Hurts. It's another week 10 bye, but who the fuck cares? I only need maybe another quarterback in week 10. But with Goddard as my tight end 1, I think we'll be okay. All right, let me show you the board and catch up with the chat. I've fallen a little behind. Stepping Razor, LOL. Welcome, Cedar Box. Nice to see you. Brett Nichols, I just put a pot on my head and go as a pothead. That's an easy option. Hartman, please rank Jersey Mike's, Jimmy John's, Togos, and Subway. Man, it's been over a decade since I've had Togos. I'll tell you that Togos has not been on my repertoire for a minute, but I think you honestly ranked it in the correct order. Subway's definitely last. Jersey Mike's has better bread than Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's isn't the worst, but Jimmy John's bread isn't great. And then because I just don't know what Togos is, serving you out these days, I just don't think I can rank it above Jimmy John's, but I'm gonna assume last time I was at a Togo's, I think my experience was a little better than the typical Subway experience. So I know Subway has, what is it? It's a substance that you find in like yoga mats in their bread. Their tuna is fucking completely fake. I'm definitely not putting Subway any higher than 4th. So literally, Hartman, I think you ordered it correctly. Jersey Mike's definitely number 1. Jimmy John's number 2, and then based on frequency of going there, I can't put Togo's any higher. Subway definitely dead last. Order me a big kahuna with no mushroom. I'll try it. Hurricanes beating Montreal was the bet. Right. Appreciate the context, Alvy. I'm a pothead. Sometimes I'll forget. Food is from a golf club. It's decent. Okay. Yeah. If you order food at the restaurant at the golf course, it's typically not like if they're going to have a restaurant, it's usually another piece of business that brings in non-golfers alongside golfers. It's usually not the worst food, but free food, always nice. What's up, Mr. Mufasa? Appreciate you coming in. Love when good value falls to you like that. Yeah, I could not have fucked that pick up, even if I didn't take him. Even if I didn't realize I was on the clock, I would have taken Ricky Pearsall either way. All right, we're back on the clock. Do I just take Jonah Coleman? I never take him. I don't think so. Omar Cooper was a name I took a shit ton. And although I don't love his week 17 matchup, I think the points at receiver are not bad in this range. I feel like that's probably one of the values here. Omar Cooper definitely talented enough to deliver. So the Vikings going to have their hands full with Garrett Wilson. In garbage time, I could maybe see Omar Cooper get some looks. But back on the clock again. And boy, nothing is really speaking to me too much. I mean, I'm glad I have Kenneth Gainwell because running back feels bad. I'm going to go Juwan Johnson. We have Olave, so another week 17 bring back that matchup between the Saints and Falcons. We're going to do that. And yeah, lean in to that matchup over there. Subway is garbage, non-food. Yeah, absolutely agree. Togo's is fire, though. I wish there were maybe more around me to properly judge it. It's been such a long time since I've actually seen a Togo's in my neighborhood. But I could see it be a sneaky pick in this one. I could see it be better than Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's a little hit or miss. There's times when I go to Jimmy John's, I enjoy it. There's other times I go to Jimmy John's and like the bread is just not my favorite. But Sourdough and Company probably has the best bread. I don't think I'm familiar with that. I live in LA, so maybe that's just not a chain that has made its way over here. Fancy Dog says, I'm a good golfer, been on leaderboards. Good for you, man. I wish I was better. Back when I was in high school, at one point, I was the second best golfer on my varsity team, but that's not saying much. Nobody on my varsity team went, D1 or anything. I play enough these days, and if I crack 90, it's a very good day for me. I'm typically shooting 92, 93, 95, 91, If I can break 90, I'm very happy. But if I do worse than 100, it's usually not worse than like 102, 103, and that's like because I just missed a bunch of putts that I probably should have sunk. But typically, I'm shooting in the low 90s when I play 18. My boss texts me to make sure the food was delivered. Awesome sauce. They take care of you. I mean, that's one thing I like about working on set as a background actor. You always get lunch. On occasion, you don't get lunch. I'll save that. There's one studio if you work at, you sometimes don't get lunch. If you want to guess which studio that would be, it's probably the most obvious one. I've shit talked them on the channel before, but typically when you're on set, you also get some type of catered lunch. It's pretty sweet. All right. Wow, Brenton Strange might circle back. If Strange is on the board, I will take him. I'll tell you that. Champ might not let it happen. Champ has Loveland and Laporta, though. Wow, Antizzle just took Gunnar Helm over Brenton Strange. Champ might not be able to do it structurally. We'll see. He goes Brian Robinson. I will take Strange. I already have a Jaguars commitment, so a 12 pick fall. Everett already has 3 tight ends. You know what? Maybe we let Everetter make a mistake. It might not be a mistake, but I know we have that the Commanders Giants matchup. The Commanders Jaguars matchup. Washington versus Jacksonville is on the table. So I could see him scoop up receiver given his team needs. Yeah, he passes on Strange because he already had 3 tight ends. Beautiful. Let's go. We get the Jaguars Commanders bring back with those last 2 picks. We already have Parker Washington, so setting up that potential shootout. Sweet. Awesome price on Brenton Strange. And basically, it's like I got an awesome price on Juwan Johnson. They have the same ADP. So it's as if I pulled one of them up, got the other one to fall. I did it in the reverse order. And what's interesting is Brenton Strange had a fall I don't think Juwan Johnson would have had. I've rarely seen Juwan Johnson fall this far. So this is an interesting team. I'm done at receiver. We got 7 by round 14 with Pickens, Olave, Waddle, Parker Washington, Ricky Pearsall, Omar Cooper, and Antonio Williams. Solid group. Running back, we have Bijan, Swift, and Kenneth Gainwell. So trusting that Bijan's really going to carry us. The value in Swift and Kenneth Gainwell, where they go, I think just trusting that they are really hitting our lineup consistently in good offenses, high output. I'm probably going to need 3 running backs, though, to close out this team. I think I'm going to push my luck, though, with Hurts and Bo Nix, because in this contest, I only have to finish top 4. I think a bagel out of quarterback week 10, I think I can get away with. Maybe not. Maybe it's a little risky here, but I think I might be okay, given I only have to finish 4th, because I think my team is pretty solid. Tight end is not a problem. I like the points a lot at tight end. Running back up top is good enough where you only need 2 every week. I think we're solid. And then receiver, I think I really trust my depth. Like Ricky Pearsall at 119 was really choice. And there's not that many receivers left on the board that are really difference makers. So I'm definitely stopping at 7. I think we can tolerate that. Maybe there's a quarterback that speaks to me. Who is Brissett playing in week 10? How about that? How about I check out the week 10 schedule? Jacoby Brissett, if he's the starter, would be against the LA Rams. I'll pass. Falcons hosting the Chiefs. Maybe Tua could be worse. I'm not taking a Brown against Houston. Fuck that shit. There's not that many left remaining. I'm probably just going to chill with Hurts and Bo Nix. I only have to finish top 4. I think I'm good. I think 3 more running backs just to close this out is going to be the move. I think so. Tempted to go Marshawn Lloyd, but I think we're going to go Jordan James first. I think we're going to set up that Eagles bring back. I think that's my preference. I don't mind Nick Singleton. I mean, he is falling. Maybe I go Nick Singleton for the discount. I think he's really talented, and it's a pretty solid fall. Yeah, you know what? I'm taking 3. I'm going to go Nick Singleton here. Might win the job from Tyjae Spears. I think he'll be healthy enough to contribute. Gonna make this pick. Get back to the chat. I could go Katron, but I think we're overcommitted to a Jags Washington game already. Don't have the quarterbacks on that, so no reason to really commit. Yeah, let's bet on that Eagles Niners game. Let's go Jordan James. Don't love the Eagles run defense matchup on paper, but the Kyle Shanahan running back, if that's who we're getting with Jordan James, should crush. So let's do that. Volume should be there. All right, let me speed through the chat. Anthony, best ball on call. This seems early, a little bit earlier than typical. That's for sure, but good to mix it up every now and then. Good for our East Coast viewers. OM Godlike Firehouse subs, not too shabby. I've never had it, but if I ever see one while traveling, I'll give it a try. What's up, Bayou? Hope we did you proud. We took your boy Olave on this one. We also have Juwan Johnson on this roster. We got 2 Saints. We did not get Tyler Shuck to make it back to us, but instead we got Ricky Pearsall in the 10th round. How you like it, Bayou? If anyone's watching and hasn't checked out Bayou, give him a look over there, a subscription. Definitely fun live streamer. Got an awesome channel. Check out Bayou. Brett Nichols, if you ever in Central Oregon, I can get you free golf at our public course and possibly a tee time at our private course. Yo, I don't know if I'll ever be there soon, but if I am, I will absolutely remember that. I'll try and keep that in the Rolodex. Central Oregon. We got to find a way to contact Brett Nichols. Sweet. Goddamn, making me hungry. Apologies, OMG. I am playing decent golf these days. Last 2 rounds, I shot 79. Man, I would kill to shoot 79. I would love to break 80, man. I would really, really love to do that. Not sure I have the time to, lock it in, but it's really just my short game. I think if I just had better chipping and had fewer 3 putts, I think I could easily shave like 5 to 10 strokes off my game. I think that's really where it boils down to, because off the tee, I'm not too bad. Especially if I can hit it straight, I'm not too bad. My approaches can definitely be dialed in at times. Like if I'm within 150 on the approach shot, I can hit the green pretty reliably. But if I ever have a dud and I'm short, sometimes my chipping really doesn't pay off for me. And then, there's a few more 3 putts than you would like. Could caddy me down to 85, guaranteed. I mean, I'll take you up on that. Sure, Fancy Dog. You're a mod, so I'm willing to trust you. But probably A24, those cheap bastards. No, it's Disney, man. It's 100% Disney and Netflix. Disney. If you're on the Disney lot, you often have a walk-away lunch. They have a cafeteria, so they get your money when you buy lunch as well. Instead of saving money, the Disney shoots fucking kill you. First round had 4 birdies. Second round had no birdies, but a shitload of pars. The pars definitely save your score. If you can just find a way to save par as many times as possible, you're going to probably break 100. Definitely break 90 Those triple bogeys got to avoid. And if you can have only like only one double, you're gonna be really good. You're gonna be really happy because I'll typically have at least one birdie, maybe two on occasion. I'll typically have like three or four, maybe six pars, but there's gonna be like probably half the course I'm expecting to bogey. That's usually what happens. I'll have like nine bogeys, maybe seven, and then there's gonna be a couple doubles, maybe one triple, and it's like fuck. It just doesn't go under 90 when you have a triple. All right, back on the clock, our final click. We're definitely running back. Katron's still here. Marshawn Lloyd's still here. I don't have any Najee Harris. I do not. But in all honesty, kind of just want to make sure that. Where is he? I'm scrolling for him. I don't see him. We go Najee Harris. I was looking for Trevor Etienne. I should have just typed it in. But we're going to do multiple drafts tonight, and we still have time. But Najee could definitely find his way to the Green Bay Packers. I think that would be an interesting signing. Maybe it's James Conner. Maybe it's Joe Mixon. But hard to believe that if Josh Jacobs goes to prison, which is possible. I suppose it's possible. Probably the worst case scenario. Maybe Najee Harris does factor in. So I have not taken Najee Harris like once this summer, this post-draft contest period. I'll take him today. Who the fuck knows? But running back with Bijan, Swift, Ken Gainwell, Singleton, and Jordan James. I could have called it done there. I'm going to risk it with 2 Week 10 buys. Might be the only one with Bo Nix and Jalen Hurts, and be dumb enough to stop there. But only have to finish top 4. I think a bagel Week 10 at quarterback will be all right. Who knows? Maybe we take someone that gets injured or, loses their job, and we still get a bagel. So I'm willing to risk it. We invested early enough to stop with Hurts and Bo Nix. Receiver, though, we stopped at 7 with Pickens, Olave, Waddle, who is stacked up, Parker Washington, Ricky Pearsall, Omar Cooper, and Antonio Williams. Tight end Dallas Goedert is our stack in Philly. We got the bet on the New Orleans Falcons game with Juwan Johnson, Bijan, and Olave. And then the Jaguars-Commanders matchup with Brenton Strange, Antonio Williams, and who was the other one? Parker Washington as well. All right, that's my team. I'm going to skim through Champ's roster as well as Jackson Duffy's roster, and I think we're going to draft one more Hound Dog and then move on. So Champ was right behind me at the 103. He has Caleb and Justin Herbert. Stopped at 2, but they have different bye weeks, so maybe an advantage. Love those two. Really, really trust those two quarterbacks. So phenomenal start there. Travis, Breece Hall, David Montgomery, Tyrone Tracy, Brian Robinson, James Conner. So also maybe making a wishful bet on the Packers backfield with that veteran James Conner. Who knows what'll happen with that. Jamar Chase, Jacoby Myers, Romeo Dobbs, Rashid Shaheed, Ryan Flournoy, Jeremy Bernard, Calvin Ridley, and Cooper Kupp. He does have Loveland stacked up. He does not have a single Charger. I'm a little disappointed. The only Charger is Justin Herbert, and I would like to see a backstack because it's not that difficult to backstack Herbert. You did not have Quentin Johnston make it back to you, so can't blame you. You almost had Ladd McConkey at 46, so you said nope to Ant Hizzle on the Ladd McConkey-Justin Herbert combo. He gets Mahomes instead. The bringback is still alive. But where did Gadsden go? You passed on Gadsden for both Shaheed and Flournoy. I think you should have taken Gadsden instead of Flournoy. Now, you already had 2 tight ends, so it is what it is. But by taking Laporta, you kind of box yourself in that removes the cheap backstacks. I think that's the only thing I would have liked to see. A Herbert stack. But Caleb with Loveland, that's fine. Receiver perhaps is a little thin, though. Receiver on this team, a little tricky. You have Chase, Myers, Romeo Dobbs, and then a lot of risky bets. Good luck at receiver. Good luck at that position. But interesting team. Not bad. Can't complain too much. Love the quarterback room, and the tight end room is elite. All right, Jackson Duffy at the 108. Let's take one last look and then draft one more of these Hound Dogs. Stafford, Malik Willis, Bryce Young, cheap, very, very inexpensive. Stafford is stacked up with Adams, so paid off, nice price. Definitely didn't spend very much to get those three quarterbacks. I hope it's the right combo. Could work out if Malik Willis is the man, but Achane stacked up, not too bad. Pick 17, I would have taken him as well. Scatterbu at 41, not a bad click. I've been mixing him in. Jadarian Price at 65, I would definitely take him there. Keaton Mitchell, 8 spots past ADP, worth it as well. Dylan Sampson, the only one I don't like, but 7 spots past ADP, stopping at 5. That's fine. That's okay. Amon-Ra, Devontae Adams at 56, very, very, very good fall. Jaden Reed, Quentin Johnston, beautiful. Chris Godwin at 104, very nice. Travis Hunter, alive to be a great pick, could also be terrible, but worth the risk. Debo at 185, awesome. And then Malik Washington also stacks up at 209, really good. And then Trey McBride at 32, never take him, but I would have taken him as well at pick 32. And then Njoku at pick 200. Honestly, I really like how this team worked out for you. To be in the 8 slot and start Amon-Ra, Achane, and Trey McBride is unique. To get Adams in the 5th with a Stafford discounted stack, like the 8 slot can get tricky. There's very few clicks I would not have made myself. Honestly, there isn't a single click other than Dylan Sampson. So really, really good team. With a cheap quarterback room, Bryce Young doesn't need to be stacked up. You know, just get the points, move on. Very, very good team, honestly. Jackson Duffy, I like it. For the value, I really like it. Okay, we're going to draft another Hound Dog today. I kind of want to wait on him, but I think getting 2 in while the contest is already a 1/4% full. I can only do 5 of these, so I'll save the other 3 for later, but I think today is the day I'm good with 2 Hound Dogs. So I'll leave this up for a second. I'll let y'all get it ready. I'm going to catch up with the chat. Try to go quickly. What's up, Hallie Lion? How we doing? Fancy Dog. Disbanded, can you only smoke on the late streams? No, I've just opted against it, but it's a good time to mix it in, for sure. I think when we enter this lobby, I'll also take a rip once we're in. But we got 55 people watching, 27 likes. A reminder, our like goal for number 3 was 33 likes. But if y'all can get me up to 40 likes on this video, I'd feel great about it. I would really appreciate it. So hit that like button if you want a 3rd draft. And then if you just want to help your boy out, help out the algorithm, help me get up to 40 likes, that would be fucking dope. But like number 3 is 5 clicks away. What's up, Jamie? How we doing? I think it's a good time to bring in the music. The first draft we went muted. I think music is good on draft number 2. I'm feeling it. I definitely wanted to bring it back in sometime today, but we're already 49 minutes into this live stream. I think it's ready. I think we're going to hop into the Hound Dog in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 9 spots if you want to get into this $6 Hound Dog with me. You still have time. We are filling quickly. It's down to 1 spot. And that was pretty fast. James Conner would go to Green Bay. It's possible. I think a trade is possible. He also could get cut and just sign there. I think Najee's also possible. Mixon at the moment, I'm willing to just consider is washed. But at the moment, James Conner is probably the healthiest. Wow. This is my contest. The 2nd straight time I get pick 2 in a row. I'm loving it. That is awesome. 32 years of losing at the 101 right in front of me. So that's going to help my EV if he's been losing for 32 years. Maximus at 103 right behind us. Not sure if you're watching. Let us know in the chat. But Jantara, welcome aboard once again, my friend, in at the 104. Antizzle in this draft again. So imagine Antizzle's watching, or maybe he's just getting them in, same as me. S. Morris, Brew Crew at the 107. Brew Crew, not sure if you're watching, but let me know. Champ in here again at the 108. King Calorie at the 109. And then taking dollars at the bookend, pick 12. Love to see it. Welcome, everyone. And then, not sure I recognize Stitch 20 or Big Al 44, but good luck to everyone. Everyone in this lobby. May the best 2 folks advance. And actually, have to finish top 4. Have to finish top 4. But we get Gibbs on this one. Beautiful. One with Bijan, one with Gibbs, both at the 102. Very, very happy with that. In trouble, play for a par, good rule. I mean, if you can get it up and down, of course. If you can, that's definitely what you need to do. But doom scrolling has a whole different meaning in best ball. Yeah, not many options the deeper you scroll. But what's up, Hallie? Sorry for missing you when you hopped in, but thanks for hopping in. We are in the Hound Dog. Not sure you made it. Looks like you might have missed it. But what's up, Nova Scotia person? Not sure the reference, but we are at pick 8. Let's take a rip from the pipe. What's up, Sladen? How you doing? Yeah, Black Butte is a sick course. I have multiple friends got married by Lake Clubhouse. Picturesque. The Black Beauty. First Down Fantasy says, dang, I'm going to miss some drafts, but I'm on my way home from golf. But nice audio for the way home. Good luck on the drafts, my dude. Appreciate you. So far, the luck has been there. We got the 102 in both drafts. So far, nothing is bad. But the Frenchie 4 structure makes me perky. M. Stockton, maybe we do the Frenchie. That is $30, though. I might save it for tomorrow, but who knows. But do you like the Hound Dog fills early next week, or will it slow down a lot? I think if it's already a quarter filled, it's probably not going to make it to next Friday. I think it will fill next week, if I had to guess. Good luck on your last draft and your date this evening. We'll see. Brett in at 7. Hello, John Tara. Maximus, I am listening. Can I change my YouTube name to Brew Crew? Are you Brew Crew? Are you pick 7 in this one, Brett? Let me know. Brett Steven says Mr. Blunt 2 times with the 102. That is nice. I'm happy with it. All good. Glad to make it to the stream and watch some drafts. Hallie Lion in here in spirit. But thanks for watching. We're about to be on the clock. Not going to take Pickens again. Jeremiah Love goes, I think I'll just take Nico. Right at ADP, so nothing crazy. But I'm fine with Nico. Might want to get in at running back a little bit more than the last draft we did. But I'm also fine with Nico Collins here. So a top 10 receiver. A.J. Brown goes to the Bijan drafter. I was gonna consider Bijan, gonna consider AJ, excuse me, with my next pick, but he also takes Travis. I'll take Breece Hall today. A little worried about his Vikings matchup, but I'll go Breece Hall today. I don't take him very often. And it is still another running back. So if we have like the same approach as the last draft, but also tack on Breece Hall, that running back room is going to look better. And with Gibbs, I can also tolerate more risk. I'm definitely worried, though, about the Vikings matchup. The Vikings' Brian Flores defense is no joke. Week 17, maybe the Jets can't win you anything. But who knows? Maybe he helps me get there. And somebody else fits my lineup. Who knows? Maybe you don't need him when it's all said and done. But this is probably the approach you need. You need running backs early. You also need to favor Week 17 in this format. But Rock says you won't pick the same team twice in a row to win first place twice. Yeah, at the very least, we're just going to win first and second with these teams. You know, you can also finish second as well as first. This is my 4th Hound Dog, says Brett. definitely going to fill if people fill it as much as Brett does. But if you can pace yourself, I think you will be rewarded. If this time box contest does stay open for a minute, you might be rewarded to just keep waiting. Stockton says Hound Dog going to fill by Monday morning. All the sickos are jumping in. And Brett is indeed Brew Crew. King of the no badges. Yeah, not too many no badges still out there, especially in the stream drafts. I'm still repping the red badge. I guess I can't hide behind it anymore. It exposes that I'm not quite there at 2,000, but I'm fine with where I'm at. I'm okay with still just a red badge, in all honesty. Best Ball Call on call says, have you seen the mountain lion on the loose in Cali? I can't say I have. I've seen some coyotes a bunch in my life, but I can't say I've ever seen a mountain lion. I do live in the hills in LA. When I play golf, there's usually some mountain activity as well. Coyotes are there as well, but never seen a mountain lion. Once my cat was attacked by a coyote though, and my mom found it happening like in the morning, and from the window she threw like potatoes at the coyote, and she did hit the coyote. The coyote got scared and ran away just from getting knocked by a potato by my mom. What's up, DJ Quill? Thanks for hopping in. Yeah, typically we don't do too many drafts this early, but especially on a Friday when I have the opportunity, I do like to mix in some earlier drafts. And we'll be live until at least 4:20, another hour and a half or so. So lock in. We will have definitely a third draft. We're up to 37 likes, 57 watchers. So that third draft is official. We definitely hit it. And I requested 40. Y'all are definitely coming in clutch. So thank you for everyone watching. Appreciate y'all being in this stream. But yeah, today is a little different. Nothing wrong with that. Also, I got to be on my toes because next week we're joining Meg from Fanspeak on Thursday evening. She'll be joining the channel. Got to stay sober as long as I can. And then on Friday we'll be joining Friends of Best Ball. That's at like 10 a.m. That's like 10 a.m. my time. I got to be up and ready way sooner than I typically am. So got to get in the reps, got to get ready for that. Montgomery, though, with Nico, just a double bet on Houston. Why not? Why not? I wish Travion Henderson was there at 47. He goes 46. I really would have loved Travion, but with a player like Breece Hall, I think Breece is a really volatile type of player because touchdowns are sometimes not available. He is not the safest bet, but typically yardage is not his problem. It's just touchdowns. And why not get someone who is going to probably score a lot of touchdowns in Houston? I've been wanting to take more Rome Odunze. I think there's an argument that Rome should be honestly taken where Tedero McMillan is going. So I don't mind this. If you don't take Rome Odunze above ADP, then it's going to be pretty rare that he falls back to you. We're definitely in a weird spot, though, playing the Caleb Williams game. There's a world where we just don't get Caleb because the other Chicago Bears drafters say, fuck you. You know, that is also possible. The Swift drafter is going to be next to us. Maximus just took Swift. The Burden drafter is setting up Lamar Jackson. That's my guess at pick 55. So maybe they also take Caleb, but maybe they wait for Goff to pair with Amon-Ra, and perhaps the Loveland drafter takes Caleb at 62, but I'm willing to take that gamble. You want Chicago Bears ultimately. You want the Ben Johnson offense. You always have to pay the price. So round 5, Rome Odunze, I think is correct. Give me Rome at pick 50 as wide receiver 2 on this roster. So strong at running back so far. We already have 3 of them. High spike weeks with Gibbs and Breece Hall and David Montgomery locking in a ton of touches. I am not a Woody Marks believer. I trust in David Montgomery. Disbanded is zooted as well, I hope. Rock Eve, thank you for dropping in. Letting me know you're here. Hitting the algorithm. Just to say period. Days off are meant for best ball drafts. For sure. We got some time today. Definitely got some time. But we got FK Coolers in the house. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a part of the blunt rotation as well. Coolers is a member. Appreciate you. You can change it on desktop. Click your picture in top right and then click YouTube Studio. Yeah, the username can definitely be changed. The Real Edge Grinders max time boxes with slows. That's definitely something you can do. That sounds like a lot of fucking around. Then click customization. Coolers bringing all the heat with the customization. Anthony is Antizzle, longtime lurker. Love the channel, man. Thought I'd finally hop in a few drafts with you. Cheers to you, brother. Thank you for being a subscriber and letting me know you're in here. Once it happens twice in a row, it kind of clicks. Yeah, that person's probably most likely watching. But thank you, Anthony. And the last name, love the last name, Ayala. Anthony Ayala, 39. Fun to say. You only have Kyron so far. You took JSN Bowers and then Ladidi McConkey at 44. Good click. Waddle at 53. Not bad. And then Tyson at 68. I probably would have taken him there as well. Ooh, Jaden Daniels. We took him a lot, though, recently. And my receiver room is perhaps a little bit thin. Just a tiny bit. I think I'm going to go Parker Washington again. Once I saw the 4% Parker Washington, especially as my consideration for the Brian Thomas Jr. trade to still be live, I will go Parker Washington. But there was no effing chance I was getting Caleb. He went 59. He actually went in the 5th round. Stitch, if he's watching, said, nope, not a chance you get Caleb Williams today. We could go Alec Pierce. Could definitely do that. But I'm going to go with Tucker Kraft. If there's one matchup you might want against the Houston Texans, it might be the tight end position. You definitely don't want their secondary, so receiver is tricky. Now, maybe safety comes down and tries to lock up Tucker Kraft, but if you're telling me you actually need the Houston Texans Green Bay Packers game to be the game of the week, week 17, then it's probably because the Packers with Tucker Kraft can dominate. I'm a little worried about Christian Watson against the Houston Texans. I'm a little bit worried about some of those receivers. They can probably get locked down against those corners. But you know who has a really big advantage that week? Tucker Kraft lining up against linebackers. And he's not a player that'll circle back. This is also a lobby that has really priced up some tight ends. Loveland went early in the 4th. And then Tyler Warren also went mid-5th round. Sometimes Tyler Warren is on the board here. And I'm not totally convinced that Kraft is much less valuable than Tyler Warren, if not even better potentially. So assuming he stays healthy, he's available week 17. It's hard to talk me out of Tucker Kraft as one of those players that can just win the position on the week. I can absolutely see Tucker Kraft be the highest scoring tight end possibly in week 17. So maybe not the safest matchup to bet on. The Texans defense is good. The Packers usually have bad weather in January, but I'm double committed to Houston. This contest pays out in week 17. Let's lean in and go with Tucker Kraft. So Houston, Green Bay. I also have Detroit and Chicago with Gibbs and Romadunze. And then we also have the Jets on this roster, so maybe a Viking could make sense. We also have a Jaguar, so maybe a Commander also makes sense. But I did gift Team 1 a Terry McLaurin, Jaden Daniels combo. Maybe I should have just taken Jaden Daniels at 71. Took him twice yesterday Or maybe it wasn't yesterday. We took him twice with Jiri on his channel. So it's not that Jaden Daniels is a bad click. I'm just trying to get a little bit different. Just a little bit different. And you know what? We gift 32 years of losing. Maybe a piece to win for once. But DK Metcalf circling back. If Metcalf is here at 95, I'll take him. We'll see what John Tara does. But Jaden Reed is also falling a little bit. Looks like quarterback has been gobbled up, honestly. Addison goes to John Tara. So I'm either getting Metcalf or Jaden Reed. I think I'm going to go with Jaden Reed. But damn. I already mentioned how this is a weird lobby, honestly. I'm actually going to pull up Jared Goff. I maybe don't want to commit too much to that Packers game. I also just talked Kraft up. If he dominates, Jaden Reed's probably not going to play too well. So even though it's a decent value, I'm going to pass on Jaden Reed. And I'm just going to take Goff to pair with Gibbs. Move on with my day. Because quarterback got really, really valued in this one. So just give me Goff there against the Bears week 17. Should pay off. Reed circles back. Damn. Kind of don't want to do it. But I think I have to. I think I will. Because it's 16 picks past ADP. Don't expect Jordan Love to circle back, but this is a weird lobby. There was a big run on quarterback in this one. So at least I'm not boxed out. I have my Gibbs, Jared Goff stack. And if you told me Gibbs just dominates in the passing game and has like 3 receiving touchdowns or something, that could definitely be the combo that you need. So not going to mess around. We prevent Brew Crew. I'm sorry, Brew Crew. You have Amon-Ra and Laporta. I do snipe you. But it's not that it's... It is justified. This was a weird lobby. Okay? Like, the big run on QB kind of scared me. Caleb went at 59 in this one. Jackson Dart went pick 85. This is a weird kind of lobby. So I'm at a weird part of the draft. I have to take a quarterback ultimately. This is not the part of the draft I'm going to reach on CJ Stroud. I'll tell you that. Why the fuck would I do that? I don't have Trevor Lawrence available. I could have pulled up Jordan Love, but Jordan Love against Houston doesn't excite me. You know, I was kind of reluctant to take Jaden Reed. If I'm going to take Jordan Love, let him be at a big discount against Houston. The only other stack I set up is Jahmyr Gibbs and Jared Goff. So it is what it is. Sorry. Someone sniped Purdy. Damn. See, you can't always get what you want. I got Fannin out of it, so not hating. I mean, Fannin 103, that's where I'll consider it. But double elite tight end, Laporta, Fannin. Not too bad. You have Lamar Jackson at least. You're fine. You have Lamar. You're going to be okay. Now I can not go QB heavy for once. That's life. Gotta, as my French heritage would say, c'est la vie. Panics had same major passing stats as Daniel last year. Gonna have to borrow that Houston Green Bay stack from you. Thanks, Chief. Bummer. Where are you at, Sustainable, in this one? Are you S. Morris? Yeah, there it is. You do have Jacobs and Jordan Love. If that's you, maybe that's somebody else. But the Jacobs Jordan Love stack. Bummer. Thought I had a chance. But I know what I would like here. I'm expecting to be sniped, but who knows what Maximus is going to do. He goes Brooks. Damn it. I got my hopes up for a second. I think I'm just going to triple down. Fuck it. You know, like, why not? I think I'm just going to commit. You know what? That Houston Packers matchup is going to be a shootout in the frozen tundra. You're going to need a Packers receiver in that game. Fuck. You know what? I'm just going to pull him up, I think. I think so, because it's not too exciting. But it feels a little overkill, in all honesty. I think I'll just go back to running back. I'm Jordan Mason over JCM. Plus, I got a Jets Vikings bring back with Breece Hall versus Jordan Mason. We'll get back in at running back. Not going to be in the position I was in the last draft. We'll go cheap at quarterback. We're going to trust that Goff carries us. We only have to finish top 4. So if y'all want to overcommit to quarterback in this lobby, go ahead. I'll try to read the room. I'm going to call your bluff. And maybe the Jaden Higgins drafter does burn me. But I'm willing to take my chances. I'm going to gamble that CJ Stroud makes it to me at 143. Shit happens. If you didn't hit the like yet, you a chump. We're up to 41 likes, so we've accomplished the goal. And anything past this point is just money in the bank. We have 53 watchers, so if you still want to hit the like, would really appreciate it. But we're gonna do one more draft for sure, and let's start a poll. Let's find out what you guys want in draft number 3. What are our options? We got the $3 Pomeranian. That's a fan favorite sometimes, but just because it's cheap. I still have both of my Frenchie 3s, but Superflex available. I'm going to wait till the very end. We can do a $3 Superflex if you would like. I'd prefer to keep it inexpensive, but I suppose we could also offer up the $30 Frenchie. But I kind of want to save that for Whohames tomorrow. In all honesty, I got Whohames on the channel. I think I'm going to save the Frenchie. Because I think by the time we're live, it's still going to be open. It's a single entry contest. I'm willing to hold off on the Frenchie. But if I get home tonight late and it's still open, but like really close to filling, then maybe I'll do that Frenchie. But I think I actually want to save the Frenchie for Whohames. Could also do a $10 eliminator. And I think those are the 3 options I'm going to give you. No BBM tonight. We drafted a Pitbull yesterday with Jiri. But you know what? Maybe I could just do a Pitbull with Whohames instead. You know what? Fuck it. We'll do that $30 Frenchie on the poll as well. I'm gonna drop the poll. Let me know who you want. And it looks like my gamble paid off. Stroud was the correct decision to push. But the team behind me only has one quarterback. I'm not going to fuck around. I'm just going to take CJ Stroud. And it is at the expense of a discounted Khalil Shakir. But I like my receiver room. I think we're okay at receiver so far. And there is the injury recovery of an ankle surgery regarding Shakir. But we're drafting Scadaboo, who had the same surgery, with some confidence. Hold on. Do I just take Daniel Jones? Because there's not that many. You know what? No. I'm going to go Omar Cooper Jr. again. We're going to go double jet. And perhaps the Garrett Wilson drafter screws me over. King Calorie has Trevor Lawrence and Cam Ward. I might miss out, but I'm gonna commit to these games that I actually don't love the matchups for in Week 17. Who am I to project Week 17? Who am I to know what defense is actually one to avoid? Who's gonna say what injuries are gonna happen? What garbage time points are going to be available? Who's to say what will occur? So I'm invested in the Jets versus the Vikings. I'm invested in the Packers versus the Texans. And while I can definitely point to those games being trash, fuck it. We ride. We ride at dawn with the Jets against the Vikings. And I think Geno Smith will circle back. I even tried to save Love for you after sniping my quarterback. I mean, I was close to getting Jordan Love at a discount. It was actually very possible to happen. There was Maximus who had Drake May, the only other one QB team. So that's where I kind of didn't expect it to happen. But setting it up, being the only one with Kraft, Jaden Reed, it's possible that the only one willing to take him would be the Christian Watson drafter. But no, it's the Josh Jacobs drafter of all people. Jacobs doesn't really catch passes. Like Jacobs, if he gets like 40 targets in a season, is like killing it in terms of his historical numbers. Didn't want to take Brooks before you. I really wish I got Jonathan Brooks there. Ahead of Jordan Mason, definitely, in my rankings. But Sustainable Construction says, right, Houston allowed least points in the league last year, but the stack does feel good. At the very least, we wound up with CJ Stroud. And he has Nico Collins, David Montgomery, and then 3 Green Bay Packers to go up against. Maybe all I need is 1 Green Bay Packer in the final week. But Brett is voting for Superflex. Sustainable wants the Palm. Another Superflex. I think the Superflex is currently leading the poll. Weekly winners. Fuck that. No way. Palm works too, but I have a ton of Superflex to do. I still want to get in Superflex before it closes, but Jiri's in here. He doesn't stop. We take a pause every now and then. All right, I let Jaden Daniels circle back. I'm not going to let Chigo Conquo stack. I need a tight end too. I'm not going to be this generous. I'm taking Chigo Conquo. Not letting the Jaden Daniels Terry McLaurin team also have Chigo Conquo. He goes Nick Singleton. A little early for Singleton, but has some faith. As long as he doesn't snipe me on Geno Smith, we're chilling. Yeah, today I'm doing things I don't normally do. We're taking Geno Smith today. On a team with Goff and Gibbs, can get away with it. Just give me the points. We're betting on the Jets with Breece Hall. We're betting on the Jets with Omar Cooper. And I think those are my 2 favorite ways to go about it. Garrett Wilson, if he falls to the late 4th, I'll take him, but I still think that's a little shaky. Cooper at least is much less expensive. I'm not taking Kenyon Sadiq, though. I'm definitely not taking Mason Taylor or A.D. Mitchell. But Kraft and Chigo Conquo, I think I can stop there. We got 3 QBs with Goff, Stroud, and Geno Smith. We went inexpensive, but they're all stacked up. They all correlate. They all make sense. I have Gibbs, Breece, Montgomery, all 3 running backs with all 3 quarterbacks, and then Jordan Mason as well for the Jets game bring back. That's probably a big blowout game. The game script will benefit Jordan Mason. Wide receivers, Nico Collins, Rome Odunze, Parker Washington, Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden, Omar Cooper, and tight end is Tucker Kraft, Chigo Conquo. You know what I'm also saying with this team? I am also saying that Christian Watson might get hurt. I have all 3 Packer pass catchers on this team. Would have been better to have Jordan Love, but can't get everything. What if Christian Watson just gets hurt? At the moment, Josh Jacobs is falling like a rock. At the moment, we're very concerned about Josh Jacobs. And even if they bring in James Conner, you can't totally convince me that they're not just going to lean into the pass a lot more. I think that's what they would like to do. Jordan Love has consistently been injured and banged up, so backup quarterback is actually important for them. But I could see Jordan Love take the leap finally, and maybe their defense isn't as good as last year, losing their defensive coordinator. He's now the Dolphins head coach. Maybe they are not as good on defense. Maybe they have to catch up, find themselves in more shootouts more often, and maybe having every Packers pass catcher other than Christian Watson will be very valuable, because he's been very prone to miss time. I don't hate it. I definitely don't hate getting all of the cheaper Packers, because right now Jacobs doesn't feel too good. Late fourth, pick 43, I suppose is all right. It's the second half of round 4. It's mid round 4. I'd like it a bit better in the 5th, honestly. But then Christian Watson, with his injury concerns, goes top of the 6th round in this one. I can talk myself into Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden, even Tucker Kraft, because they're much more inexpensive. And I think they can outscore him, in all honesty. But Rock wanted Nakey Daniel Jones. We're going full stack today. We're going triple stack with Houston, the Jets, and the Lions. At least I got the Lions. Holy shit. Lions saving me, for sure. But back up on the clock soon. Is Tesla still available? I think he might have been taken. I don't see Tesla on the list. Looks like he went 176 to champ. Unstacked. That's fine. I got Jared Goff and Gibbs. That's enough for me. I could go Schultz here. Damn. Maybe, just maybe, that is the move. Yeah, look, almost a 2-round discount on Schultz. Fuck yeah. 20 picks past ADP. Let's go Dalton Schultz for the value. Receiver has Nico Collins, Rome Odunze, Parker Washington, Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden, Omar Cooper. There's 2 clicks left. I have 4 running backs. I'll probably take another one, but I definitely need one more receiver. I'm thinking Zachariah Branch. Would have loved Tesla here, but honestly, he's probably not going to contribute enough. Could go Tank Dell as well. I kind of like Tank Dell. Just don't know if he's going to be healthy enough. Can't talk myself into it. Honestly, I kind of want to go Jalen Naylor a little bit, but I'm going to go Zachariah Branch. He'll be on the field, and I think I need someone on the field. Trusting Nico and Rome is not too bad, but this Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden, one of them probably hits one week, the other one doesn't, but if Christian Watson has a massive game or Kraft dominates, then they could both be duds. There is some risk with those two. And then we don't know what we're going to get out of the rookie Omar Cooper Jr. He's just talented, and then Branch has the path to just stay on the field. So need a receiver. I think I'm good enough up top. I can get away with 7, but I think I need more of like just a locked in. This guy's running routes. This guy's playing the snaps. Give me Zachariah Branch over Tank Dell. The stack is interesting, but I already have Nico. I think it's overkill. I just took Schultz, you know. That I think should satisfy the appetite on the Houston stacking partner. Sustainable Construction says, right last year you had to advance the then needed Week 15 Pitts, Week 16 Puka, and Week 17 Henry, Olave, Bijan, May. Yeah, last season, having Kyle Pitts actually just put you in the final for the most part. You know what I mean? Like, especially a Kyle Pitts, Puka Nacua team. If you found yourself in those playoff pods, you were so much more likely to advance. So part of it is just getting there, and then that's where all the money's made at the very least. So I also really want to get there, you know? I would really like to make the final. But in this type of format, you also really want to bet on certain matchups being correct. And so I went heavy bring back on this one with a 992 person final. I think you should be going pretty heavy stack, pretty heavy bring back, and maybe picking higher upside games than I am. Like, there's some really good defenses in the games I'm correlated with, but you know, once you're in that bet, why not double down? Why not triple down? Why not quadruple down? Let's further the argument that we were right all along investing in Houston. Naked Daniel Jones is fun. Maybe for you, I'm worried he doesn't run anywhere near as much as he did last year. Coming off the Achilles, I would be a little concerned about that. JT, CMAC, or JSN to advance. Among the three, I'd probably just take CMAC. I think CMC has the higher upside of the three, so I think I'd go CMC. But probably paired with the highest advance rate, probably also paired with the highest risk. But you asked me highest advance chances. I think CMC has the highest ceiling, which would make him the best pick among the three. He also has the lowest floor, though, given his injury record. But we didn't get it on the last one. I'm going to get it on this one. We're doing it. And there we go. I hope we're making Jiri proud, because we have several picks in common. I mean, we took Gibbs. We already made Jiri proud. We took another Lion in Jared Goff. He was on the thumbnail yesterday, and we didn't find our way to get him. So wanted to rectify that. We did not take his boy Woody Marks. We didn't go that far. We go David Montgomery on this one today. But we both agree on Trevor Etienne, absolutely worth a 18th round click. You want to get different. I've been taking Trevor for months now. Nico, Rome Odunze, they can be good enough to qualify, but especially right here, we definitely made Jiri proud. We took Parker Washington, his side of the bet. I probably should catch up a little bit on Parker Washington, because I believe Brian Thomas is going to be really good. But I also think Parker Washington will give him some run for the money in the bet, because I think he will also be very good. Those are the two I want in Jacksonville. BTJ, Parker Washington, for sure. Okay, there's a bunch of y'all in here, so I think we're going to skip. Who did I review in the last one? I think, was it Champ in the last one? I think it was Champ in the last one. I think I'm going to skip you, Champ, in this one. But we got a bunch of teams to review, and then it looks like right now the poll is very close between Superflex and Pomeranian. 40% says Superflex, 35% says Pom, 15% said Frenchie. And if you want to sway the votes in favor of the Pomeranian, you have a few more minutes to do it. I'm going to do some team reviews, and if you want the Pomeranian, you should vote for it. But at the moment, it looks like we're doing Superflex, and that makes sense. That contest probably fills a little faster. But okay, let me take a look at John Tara's team. I know he's watching. We got Jalen Hurts, Matthew Stafford, Bucky Irving, Quinshon Judkins, Aaron Jones, Pacheco, Bigsby, Catron. So a risky running back room. The Bucky click does not feel very, very solid right now. Not going to lie. But who did you take him instead of? That's always relevant. I would go Travion. I'd go Montgomery. I'd also go Swift over Bucky Irving at the moment, in all honesty. I think Bucky only appeals to me in the 5th, and even like versus Jadarian Price, I think I kind of lean more Jadarian Price. Even Bishal Tootin right now. I think right now Bucky Irving versus Chuba Hubbard is a very fair argument. I think Bucky deserves to keep falling. That's my take. So don't love the running back room too much, but Puka, Pickens, Devontae is stacked up, Alec Pierce, Jordan Addison, Stribling, Jeremy Bernard, Malachi Fields, no complaints at receiver. And then Kittle, Goddard, that feels tricky. I hope Kittle stays healthy, but you only have to finish top 4. And if you're right on running back, then it's all going to work out. You have the Hurts stack. I love that. Stafford stacked with Puka. Good to stop at 2. Kittle might cost you, but only because Goddard also has injury risk. You might actually have a lot of bagels at tight end on this team. So risky. Running back, not my favorite. Good luck. I think it could be an uphill battle, in all honesty. But Antizzle, Mr. Ayala, Anthony has revealed himself. So we'll take a look at Antizzle at the 105 for this one. Bo Nix, Tyler Shuck, and Mendoza also went kind of cheap. Not as cheap as I did, but I really love Tyler Shuck as a QB2. So you pulled him up. He is unstacked. Oh no, you have Jordan Tyson. My bad. You got Tyson at a little discount. I love that for you. And then you did pull up Tyler Shuck. Why not? I think it's very, very worthwhile. Worth your time. Bo Nix also stacked Mendoza with Bowers. Very legit. We got Kyron, Warren, Rodriguez, Keaton Mitchell, Emmett Johnson, and Jordan James. Good draft capital allocated, but if you know me, if you've watched the channel, I am a Rico Dowdle over Warren guy. I'm not going to have 0% Warren, but I'm actually very underweight Jalen Warren. I'm at like 2%. Jalen Warren, I'm at like 20+% Rico Dowdle. I'm close to like 25% Rico Dowdle. C-Rod, I also take it a decent amount, so like that, and then good backfields to have the handcuff in. The Kyron click is also a good floor play. JSN, Lad McConkey, Waddle, Tyson, Diggs, Naylor, and Trey Harris, very, very legit. Bowers, Fryermuth, phenomenal way to draft tight end. Love the tight end room, how it is spent. Good team. No complaints, honestly, other than just my personal Rico Dowdle versus Jalen Warren take. That's all. Brew Crew in here. Lamar, Baker, and Daniel Jones. Very good running back room. A little fall on Daniel Jones as well. Did you take him unstacked? You did. You took Nakey, Daniel Jones. Derrick Henry, Ramondre, Tyrone Tracy. Woody Marks, not my favorite click, especially above ADP. And then DJ Giddens, just the full bet that Taylor will miss time. So contingent upside, but otherwise a bagel. And then Tracy, I'm much more inclined to go Scattaboo. I'm also more inclined to go Travion. You went with more of the floor approach in these backfields. Same with this one. So hopefully Derrick Henry is the guy. I think the running back room is just not how I would build it, in all honesty. But maybe you're right. Maybe I'm wrong. Amon-Ra, Zay Flowers is stacked up. That's great. The Ravens investment is always nice. Luther Burden never had a chance for Caleb, but Brian Thomas in the 6. I love that. Denzel Boston. I know Huhaim's starting to like him, but I'm not coming around to it. It is cheap, though. Ted Hurst, solid click. Deion Burks. Oh, no, you did stack up Daniel Jones. Maybe I should click Deion Burks. You know, Pittman's gone. Maybe that's actually a solid investment. I do trust Shane Steichen. Laporta, Fannin, that's great. I think I would have stopped, though. I don't think I would have taken Kate Otten. I think I would have taken another running back or wide receiver instead of Kate Otten. I don't think Kate Otten is really helpful for you. But it is stacked. I get it. But he's not hitting the lineup enough for me. He's more of a floor play, and you already have a big bet in terms of money spent. So, yeah, I would not have taken Kate Otten on this build. That is my take. I mentioned Champ was in the previous one, so for the sake of time, I'm going to skip you on the second one, Champ. Hope you can forgive me. The Pomeranian has officially overtaken the Superflex in the poll. Right now, the Pomeranian is in the lead. King Calorie, though, was in here with us as well. T-Law and Cam Ward with only 4 advancing, not 2. I think that's fine to get away with. You have Jonathan Taylor, Omarion Hampton, Javonte Williams, really strong running back room with Blake Corum, an elite handcuff, hopefully can keep up his goal line role this year. And then Tyjae Spears, I prefer Singleton, but I don't think I would have taken him also 9 picks above ADP. That is a bold call on Tyjae, not going to lie. But he does catch passes. If Pollard goes down or loses the job, Tyjae will be the 3rd down back. It is stacked at the very least. So in that regard, it's all right, but way too early, if you ask me. If I'm taking Tyjae, it's because he's fallen like 10 picks. That's how I rank Tyjae Spears. Garrett Wilson, though, thank you for passing on Geno for me. You didn't reach on him. Probably a wise choice. Carnell Tate is stacked up. I love the Tate Cam Ward bet. That's great. You have Jacoby Myers on this team at 105. Probably a value. I hope BTJ gets traded. Wandale is a double stack. So the Cam Ward bet, totally warranted. Antonio Williams right at ADP. He's going a little high for me. I prefer to let him fall, but it's not a bad click. I think he does have value. for sure, until they sign, like Stephon Diggs. Like if that happens, shit, that would suck. But Darnell Mooney, don't take him too often. You also reached on him. Calvin Ridley might stack up, but I think his main value is if he gets traded, to be honest. I think the Titans are very crowded, so to have multiple Titans without the Calvin Ridley trade, I'd be worried. But if he does get traded, then everyone else also gets more valuable, so why not make that bet? Kayshon Boutte sometimes goes undrafted, so he could also be a big winner after the A.J. Brown trade. Worth mixing in. Don't hate it. Tyler Warren, Gadsden, and Tonjes. Honestly, you could have stopped with 2, but Tonjes is not bad. I might have wanted a third quarterback on this team. I think third QB instead of third tight end might have been okay, because Warren is really, really good, and Gadsden probably covers you. Tonjes, final round, a bit of a luxury, but quarterback's pretty thin that late. Maybe you just never had a good price throughout the draft, but Tonjes is an interesting bet for sure. Don't hate it too much. But lastly, I'm going to review taking dollars, and then we will draft a Pomeranian unless the poll changes, but I doubt it. Looks like 5 out of 7 people that voted since I mentioned it wanted the Pomeranian. All right, Jackson Dart, Kyler Murray. Dart is paired up with Neighbors. Kyler is paired up with Jefferson. He also has Scadaboo on this team and TJ Hawkinson. So a double stack for both. Not bad at all. Does not have Isaiah Likely, though. Genty, Scadaboo, Rico. Very good running back room. Dobbins at 109. Gonna cover you in the early season if Scadaboo starts out slow. So a very good pairing. Charbonnet for the end of the year. Dobbins will get hurt eventually. When he comes off the field, maybe that life force will be transferred over to Zach Charbonnet. So a little voodoo magic. Good luck. And then Dylan Sampson, I think you could have gotten away without the 6th, honestly, and I don't love Sampson, but you got him 12 spots past ADP. That is where I'm interested. So don't hate it. Let's take a look at receiver with Jefferson, Neighbors, JMO, C. Watson. JMO fell to pick 60? What the fuck happened? That's crazy. Like, Neighbors falling to 36 is already a gift. But JMO at 60, what the fuck? This is not fair at all. Even Concepcion at 132. Yo, taking dollars. Fucking crushing it. Did go Tank Dell. Did go Tyreek Hill. So risky as fuck. But damn, the value with these top 5. Fucking awesome. Maybe my bet on the Packers is the move, but if Watson delivers, you have everything you need. Andrews at a little discount. Sadiq, not my favorite click, but then Hawkinson stacked up. Damn, this is a good team. I hope Dart stays healthy, but if he does, you have a great quarterback room. Damn, receiver fucking fell into your lap, bro. Taking dollars, I think, will advance. Of all the teams I reviewed, I am envious the most of taking dollars. But I like my team. I'm going to remind myself of my team. I think I can advance. I'm worried about my chances week 17 because of all of our Houston, Green Bay, and then Jets, Vikings investments. But if Goff delivers week 17, that wouldn't shock me at all. Let's remind you. I went Goff, Stroud, Geno, Gibbs, Brees, Montgomery, Mason and Trevor, Nico, Rome, Parker, Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden, Cooper, Zachariah Branch, Kraft, Okonkwo, and Schultz. All right. The receiver room, mine's okay, but taking dollars has a much better receiver room. Running back room, somewhat comparable. He probably has better depth, though. And then my tight end room, I think, is better. My tight end room is awesome. All right. I think I'm viable to finish top 4. If I had to bet who has the best team, though, it's taking dollars. That's my guess. Okay. We will be drafting a Pomeranian. Y'all voted for it. It's coming at you. No time to waste. Get it ready. I will be drafting very shortly. I'll let you get situated, but there's a 6-second delay today. So I'll give you a 10-second countdown. We're drafting the Pomeranian in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. We are hopping in. And there's 9 spots left. This one should insta-fill if y'all really wanted to join. 1 spot, it's taken. Watch me get pick 2 again. Yo, I'm feeling it. Let's go. Let's go. Sorry for clapping. I spiked on the audio scale there, but fuck yeah. Yo, triple deuce. Hell yes. I also want to share with you something. I was reluctant to decide if I was going to share this, but let me show you my my luck this fucking season. These are my exposures up until today. I've done 200 drafts. The average is 16.7 expected. I've done 25 and 26 out of pick 7 and 8. I can't really buy pick 12, pick 6. I'm also very underweight on picks 1, 2, 4, and 10. I always get pick 7 and 8. So today, to get triple pick 2, luck is on my side. We're officially above average on pick 2 today. Hell yeah. We get Gibbs again. Let's go. Let's go. Love it. Fucking love it. All right. I think I'm going to end the poll, catch up with the chat, because we had to lock in for the team reviews. Why the weekly winners hate? I think it's such a fluky contest. I think there's a lot of planning involved that is so much different than some of the other bets. Like, maybe you can just go ultimate stack and it doesn't matter, but like, for how I want to play weekly winners, I much rather just play daily during the season. Like, that's my take on weekly winners. There's so many lucky factors that you have to fall into to project it that far in advance. Like, especially this time of year, maybe I'll do a weekly winners closer to the season, perhaps, you know, like maybe, but in all honesty, I would much rather just play the daily weekly contests, hop into, you know, a Wildcat, one of those 12-person lobbies, one of those 6-person lobbies. I think I'd rather not do a weekly winners contest, but we did do the super flex, looking like DJ won't be naked after all. Yeah, you got that Dion Burks selection. Jiri would love this team with those 2 picks. I hope we made Jiri proud. Hoping we made him happy. Dion Burks for the win. You got me last time? Yeah. Appreciate you, Steven, for understanding. John Tara was counting on Swift coming back. That's not always the case. Alan Sentel with number 1. Were you at pick 1? Not sure if that's what that means. Daddle guy here too. Dion Burks is there. You're welcome, Brett. Anthony, thanks for the feedback. Not my favorite running back room, but made it work. Thank you for hopping in. We got some other folks in. Looks like Champ is in here for the 3rd time. King Calorie in again at pick 10. He takes Walker. Brew Crew's on the clock. He went CeeDee Lamb in round 1, goes Saquon in round 2. Niners fan got in here. Libra got in here. John Tyra got in here again. Stitch is in here, so maybe he is watching. I'll probably review Stitch this time. If you are in here, let me know. And then I don't recognize RB1 in all honesty. Maybe you're watching. I'm not totally sure. And then Terry Lowers at 103. I don't recognize, to be honest. But you're welcome, King Calorie. It was a tough room. That was an interesting room. But yeah, Taking Dollars had a really, really good team on that one. I would agree. What's up, Michael? How we doing, bro? Made it into the underflow on this one. I'm back on the clock. Okay, I'll be different. And you know what? I'm not gonna get locked out of my highest ranked. I'm gonna go Travis. We're gonna start off Gibbs and Travis. Very happy with that, because whoever I take at receiver in the 3rd round is gonna be very similar to who I'm taking at receiver in this round. You know, let's just lock up the running back I want, not fuck around, not get sniped here at pick 25. Just take Travis at 23. I'm not gonna go McBride. I think I'm gonna go AJ Brown. Olave gets taken. Neighbors is there, though. And Neighbors against the Cowboys could be pretty good. I'm going to go Neighbors, actually. Let's prevent the Pickens drafter from getting Neighbors. Neighbors won at pick 36 in another lobby, but you know what? In this contest, when it's all week 17, Neighbors against the Cowboys, that's a pretty good spot. So the complete antithesis, perhaps this time, we had a heavy investment in the Packers wideouts against Houston. That's probably not what you want. But historically, you typically want the Cowboys secondary. Like last couple of years, the Cowboys secondary has been ass. So give me Neighbors against Dallas week 17. I'm good with that. Sustainable construction. You're Benny the Jet 96 at the 111. You go Genty and Hampton. Love it. Love it for you. Yeah. Called it. You and pick 2 is destined today. You know what? I started the draft at 2 p.m. Pick 2 was destined today. Oh shit. I got the 101. Good luck. Good luck, Drew. RB1 goes Bijan, Nico Collins, Chris Olave. I like the Falcons Saints bring back with Olave and Bijan there. It is a great day today. My stream was lagging way behind. Hadn't realized it. Oh, bummer, young Moolah. You might have... Yeah, even if you're like 10 seconds behind, it does hold you back. I've been there trying to get in with other content creators and realize like, oh shit, I'm actually not watching live. I'm just like a little bit on delay. He's already on round 2 and I'm thinking I'm hopping in. But the Influencer 102, it hasn't been the case up until today. I've been lacking at the 102. I'm usually the Influencer 108. If you're watching the stream, you've seen me at 108 almost every freaking day. Yeah, the triple 102. A good omen for sure. Big draw on that pipe. Thanking the best ball guides. It's definitely a reason to pack the bowl, right? Young Moolah says, weekly winners, straight luck sack tourney. I think it's better to play the dailies during the season. At least you can control the build for that specific week. And bigger prizes in the dailies. Yeah, I would rather just play daily when I actually have the data in front of me. I think Neighbors ADP is fine in these massive week 17 pods. Yeah. I think in round 3, I'm still willing to take Malik Neighbors. Jackson was in the overflow, but luckily got the number 1 slot. Good for you. But maybe pick 2 is where you want. I'm definitely not letting JMO fall all the way back around. I will take JMO. We're going to bet on Detroit again. Let's do that. Malik Neighbors against the Cowboys. Jamison Williams against the Chicago Bears. Same with Gibbs. And then Travis will be running against the Atlanta Falcons. Not going to take Bucky here. Kind of hoping RB1 snipes him. He goes Terry and Adams. That would have been viable. Travion is still on the board here, though. I kind of want to take Rome, but I took him in the last one. We're not guaranteed to get Caleb ever to make it back at this part of the draft. So I'm going to go Travion Henderson. I'm just going to scoop up what I think is the best value at running back. Speaking of running back, Goofy Chicken in the house. What's up, drafters? How we doing? And I would like to absolutely second this from Danimal. Good job today on FanSpeak's Friends of Best Ball. Very composed, very sharp. And I loved your take. All the takes with Meg. Looking forward to being on FanSpeak myself next week. But if you haven't done so, check out the replay from Goofy Chicken earlier this morning. FanSpeak deserves your subscription. Goofy Chicken deserves your subscription. And check out the replay if you'd like with me and Goofy Chicken on both my channel and his channel. Really fun times with Goofy Chicken. Appreciate you coming in. We're clucking with you. Always clucking with Goofy Chicken. If you don't cluck with Goofy Chicken, then cluck you. Bukowski in here. Now you're going to have to do 2 rips before every draft. Going a criminal team. Did you take Rashi and Jacobs, Brew Crew? You did. You deserve to lose this lobby now. You deserve what you're going to get. But of course, Goofy, Of course, at any time. Best ball on call. Yeah, I'm packing the pipe. We're coming up on 3:50 p.m., so want to make sure I still have some left in the chamber for 420 when I bid y'all adieu. But this is our third draft. I think this is going to be it. And so far, I'm pretty happy with our construction so far. There is definitely not an indication I've fallen behind. The only risk I think I've taken so far is the minor chance that Neighbors has a very injury-riddled season. But even if he's a slow start, even if they hold him out a couple weeks, I want him in week 17. I want him in the playoffs. I want him in the money weeks. I think I can still finish top 4 with a Malik Neighbors in the 3rd round. Is that also the case in the Pomeranian? Yeah, it's also the case in the Pomeranian. 4 of these drafters will be moving on. But Bukowski says you can do hyper fragile with this build. Yeah, it is possible that, I mean, if Bishal Tootin had made it back to me, I would have definitely taken Bishal Tootin. But I think I'm going to go Drake May here. I have Travion. He's a good pass catcher. Definitely has that job in that offense. I'm going to go Travion with Drake May. The A.J. Brown drafter passed. Maybe they think he's going somewhere else. He goes Chuba. Just needed running back points. Yeah, I don't envy Team 3 going Bucky Irving, Chuba Hubbard whatsoever. I'll make this click, and then we'll take a rip from the pipe. Kind of interested in Tony Pollard, honestly, but yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Bukowski inspiring me. If anything, I might take a 5th in the final round or something. I might wait until the very end to take a 5th, but I'm just going to lock up a lot of volume. And Travion is a type of guy that I like to have on a team like this, where you feel really confident that you have a lot of touches at running back elsewhere. The 3 other running backs are really, really locked in to producing, barring an injury. But when Travion hits, he can be a 30-point type of guy. He can give you a house call. He has such elite speed. And whether he's winning the job from week 1 and never looking back, or just hitting at the right times, he's a really valuable best ball piece. So the running back room is not going to be a bad one on this one. Definitely want to get in early. And I like Pollard in round 7. There's sometimes a chance that Rico makes it back. Rico goes 82, so not today. But if there's one that was not going to make it back to me at 95, it was Rico. We just saw Rico at 92 in the previous draft. But y'all are watching. Y'all aren't going to let me have my guy. So I'm probably not going to get Rico in the first place. But Roni with, DJ Quill, 100%. Goofy did a great job today. Absolutely. Brett talked shit in everyone's stream. Think he got banned. All you can talk shit to me and to my teams. Okay, I don't talk the shit to get you banned kind of shit. At least on my channel, there are very few people that have ever been banned. Very, very few people. But I promised it. We are in the 8th round. It's time for one more smoke break. Let's go. All right. So the running back room is really strong. We have hopefully an alpha, and then with a major spike week guy. Receiver's going to need to come back around soon, but we have a good quarterback situation with Drake May. Never feel thin with Drake May. Kraft goes 87 in this one. I just took him 74. It's kind of crazy to me that I got Kraft, Jaden Reed, and Matthew Golden on that team. But maybe everyone was thinking the same thing. Maybe the Houston matchup is not one you want to chase. Week 17. The Pomeranian, also a similar situation to the Hound Dog. Massive Week 17 final, right? Yeah, 940 people in the final. Michael Wilson, maybe he delivers, but we get sniped. Don't think I'm going to take my Nungai, but kind of want to. I think I'm just going to take Jackson Dart to pair with Neighbors. I think so. Now I can just stop with 2 quarterbacks. I think the Drake May Jackson Dart combo is fine. I know I'm going to be hammering receiver for a while, so why not just really lean into the strengths of the roster, have a very productive quarterback position. And when Dart hits the lineup, Dart can drop 35 points. Dart has some of the highest spike week potential of them all. Mahomes is still there, but I don't think it's the right click. I think I need a floor. And as much as I like Downs, I think I prefer Michael Pittman. There were some really good camp reports this last week for Michael Pittman. He's looking really dominant, actually. They paid a lot of money for him. And I think for the price, I'd rather be much more invested in Michael Pittman than DK Metcalf. I think there's a world where Michael Pittman actually outscores DK Metcalf. And Metcalf could still return the value of his ADP. He's going late enough where I think Metcalf is not a terrible click. But I think there is a world where Pittman is very undervalued, very mispriced. And I do want to consider my bringbacks. I do have a Tennessee player on this team. They do play Pittsburgh, so another investment in that direction. The bringback, maybe Tennessee versus Pittsburgh, is actually pretty interesting. But I love the Mike McCarthy addition to Pittsburgh. Maybe I sneak in a Rodgers super late if it's a really big discount. Maybe, just maybe, I go 3 QBs. That's one reason I like Pittman. But wow, I just noticed Kenneth Gainwell went pick 84 in this lobby. And Champ watched me today take Kenneth Gainwell at pick 98. So he knows he's on my radar. Given my running back room, I don't think I was going to take him, but I don't think Champ X3 is actually wrong to value Gainwell that high. I actually think the running back position went very appropriately in round 7. I think Dowdle should be pulled up to round 7, and then Gainwell, I think, is the next most valuable name off the board. With the full turn to wait, why not just pull him up? I don't think he was going to make it to you at 108. So he takes Goff with Laporta. I didn't take Goff. I took Jackson Dart with Neighbors. I already had that Gibbs Goff team. So even though I had another stack set up, I was willing to ignore it. We got Drake May with Travion. Against the Broncos, you know, maybe the Broncos secondary could limit A.J. Brown in theory. Maybe the pass catcher is not going to have the best game against Patrick Surtain and the Broncos, but the run defense maybe gives up a house call in the passing game to Travion Henderson. Maybe, just maybe. Green Bay-Houston game is in Green Bay. Houston is hot. I mean, Houston is a dome. The Packer game is going to be icy, perhaps. Pittman could be huge value if he stays healthy. I think he will. He typically does. And I think when DK Metcalf got suspended, you know, at the end of the season for punching the fan, I think in the building there was some regret after trading so much to get him and really paying him. I don't know if they want him to be their, like, clear go-to guy. You know, like, I'm not sure how they feel about it. But if Jonathan Brooks was here, I would probably take Jonathan Brooks. But I think I'm going to go Wandale. I need receiver points, and his floor, I think, is still a decent bet. Back-to-back seasons with 140 targets. Not convinced he does that in Tennessee with Carnell Tate there, but I do think at pick 119, he's still a value. All right, Drake May, Jackson Dart. We're done at QB. My running back room is good enough. I'm going to ignore them. So it's between tight end and wide receiver. And in week 17, I think the matchup for Kelsey is one of the best. He owns that team. We could also go Isaiah Likely, but if Neighbors dominates, maybe Isaiah Likely is not. So I'm just going to go somewhere else for my tight end points than the Giants offense. I'm going to go Travis Kelsey, and maybe the Mahomes drafter is fucking pissed. But I don't care. I'm not going to worry. He needed running back points. He goes JCM anyways. Should have just taken Kelsey. I'm willing to take Kelsey unstacked. Week 17 against the Chargers could be one of his best games of the last 3 years. He's had elite performances against the Chargers. So this contest is all about week 17. That's a matchup I like. And I don't have much Kelsey, in all honesty. I have been getting sniped on Kelsey a lot when I try to set up the Mahomes stack. I'm very often on the other side of the board. Even when I'm on this side of the board, I often pair Dallas Goedert with Jalen Hurts sometimes. And then oftentimes I just go with a running back or quarterback. I'm actually a little more underweight on Kelsey than I would like to be. So I'm going to take Kelsey today and not think twice. Roni got a big bag of Gainwell at 120, 130. I still like him at 100, but that's the line for me right now. Yeah, I got a shit ton of Kenneth Gainwell in the 130s, in the 120s, in the 110s, and I will happily take him in the 100s as his ADP rises. But I still think you can take him in the 90s. If you don't want to go as high as Champ did there, being at the bookend, there are some different things to consider because you have to wait 22 picks. But I do think he deserves to go in the 8th round. I think Kenneth Gainwell is an 8th round pick at the moment. So until it adjusts, I'm going to be taking a shit ton of him. I am not afraid of Kenneth Gainwell. Pick 90 when it inevitably happens. I think at some point the news on Bucky's going to be bad enough where he just free falls and Gainwell moves up a full round very, very rapidly. I think so. Nichols says, so Packers could run all over the Texans in the cold. I think people overthink Texans defense in that game. The speed of Green Bay could be hotter than Houston. It's possible. The Packers are a team I'm kind of just fading in general from a win standpoint, but I do like their pass catchers a lot. It just gets, one of the worst matchups. Undoubtedly, the Texans secondary is one of the toughest matchups in fantasy football under their head coach. The name is honestly eluding me at the moment. I'm on the clock. I need receiver points. Am I just taking Omar Cooper Jr. for the 3rd time straight? I think so. I think I will. Isaiah Likely did not make it back. John Tara took him at 140. And yeah, I need receiver points. Fuck it. Pick 2 was a good omen. Why not triple down with Omar Cooper? I'm sure we're making Who Hames proud. Omar Cooper, pick 143. I've been waiting for him to start falling. And now that he's getting closer to pick 150, I'm just willing to scoop him up a little bit more often. Getting receiver there was important because I think we're at a sweet spot in the draft for the tight end position. Definitely not taking running back. So it's between wide receiver, tight end, and I already took a receiver at 143. Juwan Johnson in consideration, but I did not get sniped on the stacking partner. I'm going to go Hunter Henry. Also, maybe a more advantageous matchup against Denver. Patrick Surtain, the secondary in Denver is tough, but defending the running back position, defending the tight end position, perhaps is a little different. So if I need Drake May in the final week, maybe it's because I also have him with Hunter Henry and Trayvon Henderson. But if anything, I think Drake May will hit my lineup week 16 against the Jets with a massive game. And then in week 17, if I have Jackson Dart against the Cowboys, I'll bet on that. I think Jackson Dart is going to be a better play, week 17 probably, than Drake May. Just based off of my, assumptions on matchups. Indoors against Dallas, possibly a primetime game if I'm not mistaken. that could be a huge spot for Jackson Dart and Malik Neighbors. But outdoors in New England in January against Denver, maybe, given Bo Nix didn't play last time and the Broncos thought they deserved to be in the Super Bowl, maybe they try to shut him down. Maybe Drake May has a bad game against Denver, week 17. Maybe, just maybe. It's 4:05. I'm going to take another rip from the pipe, and then at 4:20, we're going to clear the bowl. But it's round 13. I'm going to do it right now. Yo, 55 watching, 52 likes. Y'all are awesome. Really appreciate it. We are past the 2-hour mark on today's stream. We've drafted 3 teams already, and I think we'll call it after this one. We have 5 rounds left, and we'll do team reviews until 4:20. But Champ has been here 3 times. I might skip Champ again. I'll take a look at his team right now. Champ has Cook and Achane, Egbuka and Loveland. Don't mind it at all. Christian Watson, Caleb Williams with Loveland. Kenneth Gainwell, we mentioned, I don't mind it. Probably wasn't going to make it back at 108, so get your guy. Laporta at 85 with Goff. It paid off. Definitely a good stacking partner. Romeo Dobbs at 109. Probably a decent value, especially if the A.J. Brown scenario doesn't lead to New England. Even if it does, Dobbs is a good value this late. More likely than not. Tyrone Tracy at 132, one of the last running backs to feel good about. But you passed on Rachaad White. I think I would have taken Rachaad White, in all honesty, Champ. But Rashid Shaheed, Stribling, and Flournoy, not too bad in those rounds. Not too bad. But I'm on the clock. I think I'm going to take the floor with Debo. Actually, I'm going to go Tank Bigsby. Yeah, I'll take a 5th, and let's make it a true nice and blunt draft. We have not taken Tank Bigsby today. Gotta scoop him up where we can. Give me Tank Bigsby. Antonio Williams still available. Fell a little bit. Yeah, he fell. I'll do it. I'll do it round 15. I did honestly talk myself into that Washington Jaguars matchup over the course of the last week. Especially today, we chased it a couple times with Parker Washington. We also took Antonio Williams earlier. But he's a name that I view just like Denzel Boston and Stribling. And while some of them have kind of gone too high, I'm not willing to reach on them anymore. Once I'm in the 170s, I think I'm back in. I think round 15 with those rookies, whether it is Stribling, Boston, or Antonio Williams, why not go for it? Boston, the least appealing because he's in Cleveland. I'd rather go Concepcion at a big discount. But Williams, 170, I think is a fine range. Like we just saw Jeremy Bernard off the board at 177. And Jeremy right now is the number 3. He's also a rookie with Aaron Rodgers. That's usually not very valuable in general. Antonio Williams right now, if he can win the job, is the number 2. I think he can win the number 2 job. Maybe it's Jalen Lane. Doubt it. I mean, maybe it's Treylon Burks. That'd be fucking wild. But at the moment, I'm willing to bet that the rookie can win that job. And if he's playing Jacksonville week 17, that could be a shootout. That could be a good secondary to chase after. So I do like Washington, Jacksonville week 17. Smorl is high. Same, buddy. Same. Brett says you can skip me too. I am not a fan of my criminal team. Yeah, we'll skip you, Brew Crew. Nice Bigsby scoop there. Appreciate it. Sustainable. John Tara, you can definitely skip mine. We did give you one previously. I don't think I reviewed Libra's team earlier. We can review Niners fan. And then RB1 was also in here as well. We'll review Drew's team as well. But I'm curious what Niners fan did so far. Lamar Burrow. Ravens, Bengals. Yeah, okay. Really strong start. Sustainable. Yeah. I was wondering. I was like, I feel like I'm forgetting someone. We'll definitely review Benny Jet 96 at the 11 for sure. No worries, bro. Thank you. Thanks for sticking with us the entire stream. Nearing 4:11 p.m. That's what it says on the clock. No running backs, no quarterbacks. It's just wide receiver, tight end. And Joku's still here, but I don't mind Zachariah Branch. My receiver room probably needs that a little bit more of an emphasis. I'll go Zachariah Branch. And then I think I'm going to go Malachi Fields, in all honesty. Actually, no. No, I'm not going to go Malachi Fields. I'm going to go Spike Week, and I'm going to go Terrence Ferguson. Yeah, give me someone that can score a 40-yard touchdown at tight end. I'll go T-Ferg out of the Rams offense. But Malachi Fields is interesting. He might circle back, though. I could see him potentially circle back. He might have one of those ADPs in these last 2 rounds that's only there because of the stack. It might be a fake ADP. With a 4 out of 12, I believe we all have chance to advance. I just don't like my Week 17 correlations. Yeah, I think that's something that needs to be emphasized in one of these large-scale final round contests. When the final round has almost 1,000 people in it, we have to play Week 17 as a bit of a daily contest on top of how we're building our full roster. But so far, my team is fun. I think my team is fun. Drake May, Jackson Dart, both stacked up. Maybe not the best stack for Drake May, but still stacked up. Jackson Dart with Neighbors, that's definitely the stack I want the most. Gibbs, Travis, Travion, Tony Pollard, and Tank Bigsby. So Gibbs and then 4 players with a T initial. Definitely we got the quadruple T correlation. Y'all don't know what's going to hit you in this lobby. And then the elite anchor, let's just bet that Neighbors delivers. Jameson Williams in Detroit. Michael Pittman, I think, is the more valuable Steeler. Wan'Dale Robinson in Tennessee. Another Tennessee-Pittsburgh bringback. We had an option to go Cam Ward, but never had a good value on him. Omar Cooper for the 3rd time today. Triple Omar. Antonio Williams, I think the 2nd time today. The 2nd time we took Zachariah Branch. And another T correlation with Travis Kelce, Terrence Ferguson as well. And then Hunter Henry for the stack, along with Travion in New England. Only thing I might have liked more on this team is if Isaiah Likely had not gotten sniped. Isaiah Likely at pick 143 would have been dope. About to be on the clock with our final selection. Malachi Fields does go pick 212. John Tara snipes us again. But here's the thing about Fields. The rookie with Jackson Dart, who knows? Maybe he's the guy you need. Maybe it's Darnell Mooney. Mooney is off the board. But I actually think Calvin Austin is a very interesting way to play the Giants backfield. I'm not going to bet on Slayton. I think he's getting older. Not too excited about it, but Calvin Austin can hit on a house call. I'm going to bring in Calvin Austin just to be different. Maybe it's worthless. Maybe he's only on special teams, But if Neighbors does miss some time, I could see Calvin Austin be good enough. He gained Aaron Rodgers' trust. That's not easy. I could see Calvin Austin earn some snaps and be used in a way where he's a deep threat. If Malachi Fields had made it back, I would have taken him. I would rather have more Fields than Calvin Austin. But I'm not totally convinced that Darnell Mooney will stay healthy. He's had a rough go last couple years. Reunited with Matt Nagy, I think, could be overrated. I think there's actually a chance that Calvin Austin has some value. He signed a 1-year contract with them worth only $4.5 million, but it's not about how much you're paid. It's about what you do on the field. He has the speed. I need a spike week. And I'll tell you this. I might be one of the only people dumb enough to take Calvin Austin, but I'll do it today because Jantara sniped me on Malachi Fields. All right, so that's my roster. One final review. Actually, we already went through it. Calvin Austin was my final click. I don't need to mention it again. We were in here with RB1. Drew's team might have gotten a bit burned at quarterback. Pulled up Malik Willis at 121. At the bookend, you got to do some stuff you might not love. But Malik Willis is the number one. Some rushing independent value. Daniel Jones right at ADP number 2. Is he stacked up? He is naked. Geno Smith, I did not give you Omar Cooper, so he's also unstacked. Good luck with that. Michael Penix, though, with Bijan and nobody else. So only one stack with Bijan Robinson. I guess Greg Dulcich also stacked up. You're probably aware, could use an extra stack. Not that many, but Jalen Warren, I prefer Rico, but to each their own. Kyle Monungai, I almost took him, honestly. I thought he was a good falling discount at 95, but my team didn't need it, so glad you got him. J.K. Dobbins at 97 to fill in the running back room. Keep it busy. Not bad at all. Mike Washington if Genti does get hurt. But receiver, only 6 of them. You have Nico Collins, Chris Olave, Terry McLaurin, Devontae Adams, Parker Washington. So pretty strong investment there. Stephon Diggs as well. If Diggs lands in Vegas, you are in very good shape. And I think you can actually get away with these 6. I actually think it's okay to have these 6. But Juwan Johnson, Dalton Schultz, and Greg Dulcich, to get away with a 4 quarterback, 3 tight end build is kind of rare. I don't love the running back room, but I don't think it's bad. And then receiver is good enough to stop at 6, but it is risky just a little bit. If an injury hits you, or this double week 8 bye is a problem. Maybe Diggs also has a week 7, week 8 bye. Perhaps you have a couple bagels you don't want to deal with, but worth the risk. Quarterback is not stacked up enough. That's the main criticism. Just not enough stacks at RB. But on the opposite side of the board, we had Benny Jett 96 in this draft. That was sustainable construction at pick 11. He also goes with a 4 quarterback, 3 tight end build. Damn. Didn't expect to review 2 of those in a row. But Cam Ward is the number 1. Bryce Young is the number 2. And then we have both Las Vegas Raiders. Interesting. Mendoza and Kirk Cousins. This team also has Genti, Hampton. Montgomery was pulled up at 38. Bold call. I'm more willing to pull up a Cam Scattaboo at 38 in complete transparency over Montgomery, but if that's what you want to take, go for it. You also went heavy running back early. Okay, so the two of us kind of rigged this draft a little bit weighted on early running back. Love the Jadarian Price at RB4, and then Mason is the 5th. Not bad at all. We mentioned his week 17 matchup is pretty juicy, but wide receiver might be lacking perhaps. You have Tedero McMillan and Marvin Harrison. Pulled up Harrison at 62. Jacoby Myers at 83, pulled him up significantly. Addison at 86, Ricky Pearsall 107, Jack Betch 206. Holy shit. AJ Barner, Gunnar Helm, Pat Fryermuth. Tight end is perfectly fine. Receiver is all right, but only 6, and not in love with it when Jack Betch is number 6. This is hard to fully trust. I think if you took receiver where you took Jordan Mason and then running back where you took Jack Betch, I think I would like this team a lot more, because who knows? Maybe these cheap quarterbacks are also going to be all you need. You have both Vegas Raiders, and I do like Cam Ward, to be honest. Maybe Bryce Young is much better than we think. So I'm not going to knock the quarterback approach. The tight end approach is kind of critical, and Freiermuth is saving you here, in my opinion. But I think where I don't like it is Jordan Mason versus Jack Betch. So 110 versus 206. Instead of Jordan Mason, you could have had Josh Downs. Yeah. 100%. The fall on Josh Downs at 110, I think you needed to take. Because then instead of Jack Betch, you have an RB5 that is a true gamble, a big handcuff, not someone you're expecting to count on. When you invest in Jordan Mason, pick 110, you're still counting on him most weeks, and you have a good enough running back room where that shouldn't be the case, So I think that's the one thing I would change. Give me Josh Downs 100% over Mason, and take whoever you want at running back. Give me Trevor Etienne, round 18, instead of Jack Betch. All right, good team otherwise. Not bad at all. With a 4.563. Want to take a look at Niners fan who has Lamar and Burrow, Henry, RJ Harvey, Chris Rodriguez, Jonah Coleman, Tyler Algier, Sampson, and Ray Davis. So 7 running backs. The 2-7-7-2. Got plenty of depth. Harvey and Coleman, though. Don't hate it. It's just kind of expensive to take Harvey. You got Coleman a little bit late, but still, you needed 7 with this room. Amon-Ra, T. Higgins, Zay Flowers. So both Bengals and Ravens stacked up. Mekhi Lemon at pick 80, very legit. Coker 137. Ridley, good luck. And then A.D. Mitchell, really good luck. That one's hard to trust. That one's tough. Kyle Pitts, George Kittle. You can stop it too. Yeah, totally fair. Yeah, I don't love these last 2 receivers. Ridley, you need some luck. I think you need to trade with Ridley. So I prefer to wait on him a little bit, let him fall. But then A.D. Mitchell, also, I think you need to trade. Maybe both of them do get traded, though. It's, you know what? Worth a shot, worth a gamble. Running back is a little tough, but it could hit. And then quarterback's great. Tight end is a little shaky, but if Kittle is healthy enough, you're solid. Week 17, he should be fine. Kyle Pitts will probably deliver. Not a bad team. Not bad at all from Niners fan. 05. I think it's Libra, and I think we're done. I think we're done with Libra. If not, let me know if you would like a team review. That's the last thing to mention, but we passed 420 without the rip. I was waiting for 420. Shit. I didn't look at the clock. All right. Final rip of the day. Let's go. Libra with a 3.573, Stroud, Rodgers, and Tua. Cheap, but might be effective. CMC, Byshel Tootin, Aaron Jones, Woody Marks, and Katron. I hope it works out, but a lot of injury risk there. London, Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, DK Metcalf, Sutton, Worthy, and Matthew Golden. Really strong receiver room. McBride, Hawkinson, and David Njoku. Might have swapped out Njoku or Hawkinson for another running back. I think that's the only thing I would change. But to fade quarterback, you have a stack with Rodgers and you have a stack with Tua. But Stroud is your number 1 and he's unstacked. He has Woody Marks. Big whoop. Yeah. I think I would swap out one of the tight ends for another running back because I don't feel great about the running back room. unless Tootin and CMC fucking crush. But these three are a little risky to trust as much as you are. That's going to be it. I think, yeah, definitely done. Almost 2.5 hours. Appreciate y'all for hopping in. And I'll see y'all next time on Nice and Blunt. Peace out. Goodbye.